Hello everybody and welcome to the Showcast, a series of candid conversations from film festivals and film markets everywhere, brought to you by The Film Verdict and hosted by yours truly, Matt Micucci. Today we bring you an exclusive conversation with none other than Cristi Puiu, a trailblazer of the celebrated Romanian New Wave. Puiu takes us on a journey through the COVID era with his latest film, 2020, a collection of provocative fictional vignettes featured in the official selection of the 2023 San Sebastián International Film Festival in Spain. Now, this isn't your typical interview. Puiu defies conventions and truly embraces the art of free-flowing dialogue. So we delve not only into the profound themes of his latest work, but also explore his deep admiration for Elvis Presley and his contemplations on the illusion of control, for example. We're truly tearing up the script with this one, cinephile. So fire up an Audiotini and listen to the audio waves as they fly through the air. This is the Showcast. Joining me at this time, the great Cristi Puiu. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for...
We were just talking about Elvis Presley. I've got an Elvis tattoo and I love Elvis. You are a big fan too. You were saying that you actually show Elvis performances in your film productions to your actors. Is that right?
In school, especially and of course this film was being made. It's coming out of this workshop I gave in Bucharest in 2021. And yes, of course, it's a very serious reference. Talking about assuming yourself as such, watching Elvis on stage, it's quite a lesson.
Why? What is it about him on stage? Being on stage, the presence?
You know, people are going to theater and cinema to watch their favorite actors, they say, but they don't know why they are going there. It is not the actors as such, it is what they gave birth to. And this is the presence, this is the relationship. I mean, this is something very, very serious and very hard, impossible to grasp. So this is what is happening. When you see Elvis on stage, I'm not going to digress too much on it. I'm not an expert, but I'm talking with my guts mainly. It is the way the timing and the contact, the real contact, the resonance is entering in relation with his band and the public and himself and the music. He's there. It's very hard to say about somebody that he's there. We are not there. We are not here. We are here with our bodies, with the mind elsewhere and so on. But being there, really there, this is not an easy thing to do.
One of the things that I love about Elvis, and then we'll drop it, of course, but one of the things that I love about Elvis is that there were some impulses that maybe he couldn't even control and he didn't want to. You know, when he shook the hips on TV and it caused a scandal, I'm sure there was a part of him that knew that he shouldn't, but he still did it anyways.
Yes, it is. It's very hard, to be in... I say harmony with yourself, but not harmony is the word. It's the word. It's being in touch with yourself. This is not an easy thing to do, because you are censoring yourself, because you are paying attention to the others. You don't want to offend the others. You want to have peace with the world. But at the same time, when you are giving the world something that is yours, you have to stick to a different approach, which is being generous is not giving what you have, but giving what you are. And this is what he was doing, Elvis. And the great actors are doing precisely the same thing. They are giving themselves. And then when you come up and say, don't do this or don't do that, when you are giving your heart, you're putting your heart on the table, I think this is outrageous. This is not, and it's very dangerous, very toxic. People are defending themselves, and maybe that's why this is the reason why lots of artists were being censored by the public in their time, because we are being conceived together with this mechanism of self-defense, and what is new is dangerous, considered to be dangerous, and we are rejecting it. We are protecting ourselves. But the real challenge for an actor, anyway, for an artist, for somebody who is being caught in this process of creation, being under this pulse of creation, is to let himself be. And this is the condition of being, is the condition of love. Love and being is the same thing. Otherwise, this world will not exist. If this world is being born out of love. And the education we received is being based on this, not conviction. There's no statement here. It's something very close to feeling. You cannot hurt if you are listening to yourself, inner self. You cannot hurt, you cannot destroy, you cannot kill. The fact that you are doing it, when you are doing it, is when you are not in touch with yourself. I believe the real, very serious reason of evil in this world is the fact that people are not in touch with them. They lost touch with themselves, with their inner self. Nothing inside yourself is going to push you towards hurting somebody else.
Why would somebody not want to be in touch with themselves? Is that a conscious decision that we make, or is it easier not to be in touch with oneself than it is easy to be in touch with oneself?
I think it is a matter of education as well, because the emphasis is putting on control. Being in control is being alive somehow, being in life. Alive or not, but being in life. This life requires control from your side, because the others are going to control things on the other side. They're going to hurt you, so you need to defend yourself. So you enter this mechanism ad infinitum is going to happen if you pay attention to this. But if you don't pay attention to it and you assume that you are here on this world in order to give, not to get, not waiting for some kind of reward from the others, then you are saved. You just have to give, and you give, and you give, and you pardon. So, but this is not an easy thing to do. So you see, you have to fight, and this world being conceived as such, competition all the time, competition. It pumps your vital energy, and you don't live anymore. You are just a wheel in a huge mechanism, and this is stupid. And I believe the artists are there in order to remind those people who tend to forget that they are not wheels in mechanisms, in structures, in systems. But
do you feel like it's getting worse? Like, for example, using 2020, the year, and also maybe the film to some extent.
The dark year 2020.
Yeah, didn't it feel like something could have changed for better or the worse? Like, didn't it feel like it was a pivotal year where things could have maybe gotten better? But did they?
No, not at all. First of all, I believe that in order to understand something about something, you have to feed the dialogue, not to cut the dialogue. In order to understand something about something, you need to feed the transparency, and we didn't. We fed our inertia, and this is happening all the time when you are trying to defend your territory. You are going to stick to your convictions, and in order to understand what happened, you need to talk about what happened. And I think the problem today is that we don't talk about what happened in 2020. But I believe in 48, people didn't talk about what happened during the 6 years of war that ended in 45. So let's assume that this pandemic ended in 2020. 3 years, there's these 3 years versus 3 years after the end of the Second World War. But the fact is the pandemic didn't stop. Maybe that's why we cannot talk about it. There
was never a truce with the virus or something like that, There was nothing to say, it's finished.
It's finished. So maybe at a certain point in this recent history, the years that come, it will stop. And then after, people will talk about it. And then, but when we will start talking, assuming that we are going to be alive then, we are going to rely on fictions. Truth is something, truth at the scale of our scale, a human scale, is something that is impossible to define. So if you cannot define it, you don't know what to look for. But in reality, I mean, rationally speaking, things are happening like this, but it is not just the reason that made us humans. There is heart. What is that? What is that heart? Listen to your heart. What is listen to your? What does this mean? So I believe it is about that. We keep on forgetting who we are because we keep on turning our back to our hearts. This is what I experienced during the pandemic. This moment was a revelatory moment in terms of expectations from our fellow men, our neighbors, our close ones, and ourselves. You realize at what point you are coward and you are protecting yourself and feeding your ego. And it is revelatory to see how little you are. And this is what happened during this pandemic.
It sounds to me, the way you're talking about it, and correct me if I'm wrong, it almost sounds like you see 2020 as and the pandemic in general, as a missed opportunity.
Not missed. It didn't end. There is time. No, it is not a missed opportunity. What I'm saying is that we tend to believe that we are in control, and we are not. We tend to believe that someone else is in control, and they're not. The problem is, like someone said once, the problem is that nobody's in control. But the conviction that you are in control, just check up on this. A world conceived by humans is a world that led the humans toward control, extreme control. And we are going to face this extreme control. Love has nothing to do with control. If you love somebody, set him free. No, set him free.
If they come back, what do you do?
No, let them free. It doesn't mean...
Send them off?
Yeah,
shoot them away?
Shoot them away. Doesn't mean shoot them away. Love has a lot to do with trust. Trust. It's like, this line in Hal Hartley, Trust. You know this film? Trust.
No, I've seen Hal Hartley films.
Trust. It's a great film. I saw it in school long ago. And there was this guy didn't believe in love, and he believed in trust, respect, and admiration. And it is very funny because the girl is telling him, okay, but you have to agree that love, respect, and admiration equals love. And he agreed upon it. I believe it is like this. I mean, if it is love, there is trust, admiration, and respect. And then love is being free to do what? Free to do something free. When we start making the film, working on the project, I mean, during the workshop, we were there, people like, without even being aware of the fact that we were carrying with us the trauma of this moment of the lockdown. It is not like I'm complaining, but you've been forced to think about what happened during the war, the World War II, the World War I, the war in Yugoslavia, the war in Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, what have you. These zones of conflicts, Ukraine now, and you are complaining. I'm not complaining, but nobody's in control. The event is taking place. you think that someone's in control. I don't believe so.
Are you ever in control of your movies, for example?
You control some things, but the best thing in my films are just coming to me. It is not me. It's not my merit. It's not.
So you wouldn't endorse the auteur theory?
Not at all. I believe everything that is good in this world is coming out of freedom. You have to be free. You have to be free. You need trust. You need love. You need, in order to get in blossom, you know. But anyway, regarding this moment of the making of the film, people coming out of this lockdown, out of this experience of 2020, they lost the North. They were like, and myself too. We tried to talk about this and talk about our experiences, talking about cinema and talking about the future of cinema, of films. I said to myself, what is important here is to put together the elements of a proper, not right, but proper restitution of what 2020 was. And I found out that this is impossible. But at least bits of pieces. I said, okay, we stay with bits and pieces. But the bits and pieces that count in this film are the very short moments from time to time, a look, a gesture that belong to those people who soon are going to be dead. Like all the actors in all the films in the whole history of cinema.
Wow. I would love to get deeper into that, but we've been asked to go next time, definitely, because that you just touched on something that I really like to talk about. We have to wrap it up. Let's just end it by referring to Elvis once again. What are your favorite Elvis songs?
I have to think about it. No, I cannot say.
Probably the hardest question I asked you today.
I cannot say because, you know, I didn't like, when I was younger, the last period of his career, I didn't like it. You know, we looked too much as an adult. I hated the adults.
Okay.
You know, and then further on, because he died in 77, and in 77 was an earthquake in Romania. For me, Elvis and...
He died allegedly. Some people say he's still alive.
Yeah. Anyway, he's still alive in our mind, in our heart. But then after growing old, I got attached to his last songs, and his last performances.
Melody.
Yeah.
Amazing performance.
Yeah.
He sweats buckets and with so much passion, so much love.
Yeah. It's true. But at the beginning, it was all this period, rock and roll period. It was, young.
Shoes,
yeah.
Hound Dog.
Yeah.
Oh, great stuff. Cristi Puiu, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for talking with us. Amazing conversation.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Cristi Puiu, and I hope this episode has left you with new perspectives and a deeper appreciation for his ways of seeing and his art. As for us, you can look forward to more Showcast episodes from the 2023 San Sebastián International Film Festival in Spain being uploaded over the next while, and in the meantime, why not check out more candid conversations from film festivals and film markets everywhere, currently available, courtesy of The Film Verdict. Till the next time, this is Matt Micucci signing off. See you soon.